Hello, everyone. We're going to be talking about Unit 3 this time, and I think you'll notice a pattern here. If we looked at the class thus far, we have the first essay where we're looking at family and how that impacts success. The previous essay was looking at gender and how that might impact success. Now we're at this essay, essay 3, looking at how race might impact your ability to be successful. So one of the things to note in this prompt question is basically the same question from the previous essay, just instead of gender, we're talking about race now. And so that when you're thinking about coming up with your thesis statement, you're going to be doing very much the same thing, and that is coming up with a position that answers this question and then looking at finding support for that particular position. So, in terms of the essay, in terms of things we have to use, we have 4 different readings we need to use, plus research if you would like to. There's actually no research requirement in this essay, like meaning you have to have research. However, if you found that it was useful, you really liked incorporating research in your previous essay, you can still do it in this one. I just want you to kind of run it by me first, not because I'm sitting over here, guarding the castle, making sure that no unqualified sources come into your paper. I just want to make sure that we're having a conversation and continuing to use credible sources as we did, or hopefully did, in the previous essay. I do want to talk about the readings a little bit, not in too much detail. Um, the Whole United States of Southern is a really difficult reading. It's a scholarly article, and besides the science of success, I think it's one of the hardest things that we're going to be going over in this course. And that's why I have a part 2 with it. And so that what I would do is read the reading and then listen to the podcast about the reading to kind of help everything sink in. If you want to be, uh, if you want to be like if you don't care about spoilers, you could listen to the podcast first and then do the reading. That might help as well. It kind of just depends on what type of person you are. So, like for example, if you some people, it might be better to watch the play of Shakespeare before reading it, because then you at least know kind of the story, or just about, and then then read it. Some other folks that reading it and then watching it works. So you, but I'll just say this: that the part 2 is the podcast, and the first part is the actual reading. So if you want to do them out of order, that's fine. The other ones, Ansel Dua story, she is like Westmore in the first essay and Tina Fey in the second essay, in the sense that she's a specific example of how racism, and structural racism, systematic racism impacts someone. And just as a side note, gender roles was a huge part of the last essay. And in this essay, I think, institutionalized racism, systemic racism, that's going to be a big part of this in terms of the readings, that, the whole United States is Southern. The author's real point in that article is about how, as a nation, we've avoided talking about institutional racism for a long time, let's put it that way. And so I think you'll notice that that's one of the biggest hurdles that we're going to be talking about. And Ansel Dua is a good example of how it happens to, like, how it impacts someone specifically. And like you can think about her, what she deals with at school and going to college and all of this in terms of this topic. So yeah, so that is essay 3, or unit 3, kind of in a nutshell. And so I think that like the previous unit, this is a topic that we are dealing with basically, you know, at the center stage in American life, maybe more so even than gender. And so, this is a real opportunity for you to kind of examine the things that are happening around you. And that's why I think research, not while not required, could be really important because you can kind of bring in some of the things that are happening now and how they relate to this topic, just like you did in Unit 2. So as always, if you have any questions about this prompt, about the readings, about whatever, I'm always here for you via email or any other means of communication that might work for you. Okay, bye everyone. Thanks for watching.